Quick story, I raised 600 million to become the largest shareholder in the New York Times, and overnight I turned it into 200 million. So, but yeah, that was a learning experience for me. Anyways, just about the time I started having kids, God, that was stressful. Anyway, they basically, within 60 days, lost 70% of their ad revenue, and we had to go and find a Mexican billionaire to basically Carlos Slim to bail us out. Your generation really doesn't know what a recession looks like. Like, everything stops. Imagine 70% of your subscription and advertising revenue from 1 month to 1 month declines. What would that do to your business?
You'd have to consider letting people go, and you'd have to cut costs.
But here's the thing, to a certain extent, it's healthy. You start developing all these fatty deposits, and the best time to start a business is coming out of a recession because people are cheaper, things are cheaper, people have a new way of looking at stuff. And also for your generation, people don't realize, I mean, quite frankly, if I'm a 28-year-old who's talented and doesn't have kids and dogs yet, I think a recession that takes down the asset prices might not be the worst thing in the world that happens to your generation. Because when '08 crashed, when there was the crash of '08, we let the banks fail. We bailed out the banks, but we didn't bail out the economy. And I was coming into my prime income earning years. I was in my early 40s. And I was still lucky enough and talented enough to make good money. So what did I get in 2009? Amazon, Apple, and Netflix for $8, $10, and $12 a share. Those companies have 20x'd. We don't let anything fail now. We bail out the markets. Where do you and your colleagues find value? Like, what's cheap right now? Where do you find value? And here's the thing. There's two parts of your life from a financial standpoint. There's investing part of your life, and there's harvesting. You're in the investing part of your life. There's a certain advantage to getting to invest when asset prices are low. There's nowhere for you to find value.
Yeah,
I'm pretty comfortable saying Apple or NVIDIA aren't going to 20x from here. Where do you find value? Real estate? What, Brooklyn is $3,000 a square foot? So while you're in the investing part of your life and you can survive a bit of a shock, I don't know if, quite frankly, a good thing to happen for your generation wouldn't be a correction in asset prices, because the economy has an unbelievable malleability and resilience to reform, reshape, and come back. Recessions usually don't last longer than 18, 24, 36 months. And I think a correction in asset values would be good. But what we decided, the leadership of my generation has decided, we'd rather pull out your credit card and artificially prop up the markets through deficit spending or bailouts. They're talking, we mentioned Spirit Airlines, they're talking about a $500 million government loan to Spirit Airlines to bail them out. That's nothing but you transferring money to me. Because who owns shares in Spirit? People my age. Who's trying to buy shit for cheap? People your age. It should be allowed to go out of business. It should decline in price. Asset value should go down. When we bailed out every baby boomer owner of a restaurant or a small business in COVID, that just robbed opportunity from the new graduate of a culinary academy who wanted her shot to go buy a restaurant for pennies on the dollar. Everyone in my generation has had those asset dips where if you were resilient and coming into your prime income earning years, you could buy assets for a lower price. We've decided that the government is here to bail my generation out and smooth out our assets, make sure that our assets never go down by too much. All that does is rob opportunity from your generation.
You wrote this book, The Algebra of Wealth, A Simple Formula for Success. Brilliant book. And linking to what you were just saying there, where are you investing now? Like, if you're a young person that's trying to defend your money, or just really anybody at any age that's trying to find a place to put your money where you'll make a return, I guess there's actually two questions here, which is the investing part. And they're like, how do I set myself up just to make more money? Especially if there's going to be an economic collapse, things might get a little bit uncertain. I think I heard you say before that less people are leaving their jobs. It's harder for entry-level people to get into newer roles, potentially at the moment. So in such a world where there is uncertainty, and I want to make sure that I don't go broke, I have $10,000, let's say, and I want to make sure I increase my earning potential. What's one's advice for those dual strategies?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. And it's different. I'm at a point where I'm not looking to get rich. I'm looking to not get poor. So I just diversify like crazy. I don't invest more than 3% of my net worth in any one thing.
Yeah.
And I've been diversifying out of the US market into Latin America and European markets, because the reality is nobody knows. The only Kevlar against the unknown, which is everywhere, is diversification.